What is going on, everybody? Matthias Novason here. Hashtag back. Blah, 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 blah. Matthias Novason here. Hashtag Bakaman of the Baka family, of the known Baka universe, Baka God of the Baka Lords. So, I know it's been probably 4 weeks, 5 weeks, probably a month, maybe half a year. I don't know. I don't keep up with time. Now, why am I not posting videos as much as I should? Simple answer. I'm very fucking lazy. Apart from that, I'm also working, so sometimes I work all the way to friggin' 10 at night. But bygones be bygones. I work at I go to work at 4 today. It's 1 now. I could probably squeeze in a few hours of probably an hour long of a video, probably 2 hours. Maybe 3 if I could squeeze. But knowing me, I'm gonna probably just cut it off at 2 or 1. Either or. Now, I know some of y'all have been asking, where's part 5 to what if Deku was Sans, or what if Deku was Gilgamesh's reincarnation, or had Gilgamesh's soul powers, either or. And, well, like I said before, I'm lazy. So, I didn't really come up with any good stories for those two in general. And why do I have a picture of foxes up is because, okay, I can't really bullshit my way out of this one. I was thinking of a Kingdom Hearts what if, but each time I think about it, the more, random it seemed. How am I going to implement, the, magic system of Kingdom Hearts with, quirks? To be fair, summoning a Keyblade is not necessarily a quirk anyway. Well, I'm not going to make it a quirk, but... Secondly, there are a few Keyblades that are, way too OP for that world. When I say a few, I mean, almost half the darn arsenal. There are some magics that are way too OP for my hero. And I still can't figure out how to implement a few of Kingdom Hearts mechanics into friggin' my hero. Probably could if I actually attempted to think about it a lot more, but no. I've also had another what-if idea. Don't necessarily remember what it was. No, it was something. What was it? Oh yeah. What if Deku was like Roman Tortwick? Or what if Deku was Neapolitan? Some Ruby what ifs? But somebody's already done the Neapolitan one. I don't think I've seen anyone do the Roman. And I'm gonna probably have Deku be not villain, more like anti-hero? No, not anti-hero. Vigilante, that's it. He's not evil, but he's not good either. That's what I would do if I ever actually get to the Roman Tortwick what if, but fuck all. I'm still probably gonna do it later. And I don't know how to put polls up. If I could figure out how to put polls up, I would probably have y'all friggin' vote for what you want. So, yeah. Till then, I just say, put a comment down of what you want. Do you want the 2 new what ifs 3 new what ifs I pretty much stated? I mean, I'm gonna do the Sans one regardless. It's just probably not gonna be today, to be fair. considering I'm, like, probably going to do something, like, what's it? Probably give, like, the basic idea of the what ifs I'm going to be doing. And I can't really find a pencil to write down what I'm thinking, but I have paper all over the house, so yeah. But at the same time, it's not like I'm actually writing them down anyway, so yeah. Alright. So, let me go ahead give y'all the basic rundown of what if Deku was a Keyblade master. So, boy. When Izuku was born, all the good stuff like that. When Izuku was, well, special in a way. Like as a child, he could feel people's hearts, really. If y'all catch my drift on that, considering Kingdom Hearts is all about the hearts and connections, but yeah. Izuku could feel the connection of hearts everybody has. The connection that the doctor had with a certain someone. So, Izuku was aware, but he was at the same time not aware. All he knows is that he felt darkness within the doctor. So, when the doctor picked him up, he immediately started crying. Because he didn't want to be held by the doctor. So he instinctively cried out to his mom. To which the doctor just handed Dick over to his mom. Not trying to blow... Well, I can't really say not trying to blow his cover because Dick was just a baby at this point. So the doctor just hands the baby off to Inko. And he's like, right, you have a healthy son, ma'am. To be crying and I just picked him up, huh? Doctor will find that questionable. But then he will also say that your son's going to be very energetic. That's for sure. Unlike me, who would sleep all damn day if I had the chance to. Anyway, time skipped. So, about 4 years in. No, 4.5. No. The day of Deku's birthday. Also, the day he goes to check to see if he has a cork. Now, during the past 4 and say a half. No. 4 3/4 of a year. Deku has been. Well. Deku's life has been interesting, to say the least. At school, whenever he's like around kids' age, he would always sense within each person light or darkness. His best friend, Katsuki Bakugo. This boy had, well, Deku could sense that he had both light and darkness. Why does Bakugo have both light and darkness? Well, one, he's an arrogant prick that thinks he can rule the world with his own, friggin' explosions. Like, boy, you have explosions. Okay, nobody cares. But at the same time, he also wants to be a hero and want to help people. And he doesn't betray his own morals. As we all know, when the League of Villains pretty much kidnapped him, he was like, no. And he kept saying no, it was really about to fight everyone there. Anyway. But anyway, as the years grew, and as he made bonds with these people, Deku would notice that he himself would get, a little stronger and a little more determined with each bond made. Bond made. But not only that, he could also like give people, what's it, strength to persevere, to keep moving forward despite, people looking down on them. The strength of heart. And sometimes he would unknowingly enhance another person's friggin', quirk by just being their best friend. Because as we all know, Sora brings out the best in people, and each time that happens, they become stronger. I can't really find a game for where this is actually true. But, if you keep following the storyline, that's pretty much what Sora does. He pretty much encourages people to move on and keep, just, follow their hearts. Or let their heart be their guiding key. Copyright proclaim? Please don't. Anyways. So, there's the day comes when Bakugo is just picking on a girl. Yeah, girl. And Izuku sees this. He's like, yo, Bakugo, could you, not do that? Like, bro, I get it, you're the best and all, but could you, not pick on people weaker than you? I mean, that's just not cool, man. And then Bakugo's like, what you say, you nerd? Do you really think that your quirkless ass can actually do anything against me? It's like, no, but still, it's not right, man. You don't have to pick on somebody just because, they won't worship you. I mean, that's not cool. Bakugo gets a little tick mark. He's like, oh, what's not cool is this quirkless wannabe heroes trying to, stand up to a god here. And it's like, I think mighty highly of yourself there, buddy. Like, you, I get it, your quirks are explosions. Like, seriously? I mean, yeah, explosions are flashy and cool and all, but you don't forget you can also become a very terrifying villain with it. Bakugo's even angrier. He's like, I am not going to become no damn villain. I am going to become a hero stronger than All Might. Deku. Yeah, keep saying that, buddy. You can keep saying that. But it's not going to come true till you stop bullying people. Then Bakugo tries to throw an explosion at Izuku. He blocks it. With what? A friggin' Kingdom Keyblade. Bakugo's like, Nani? He's like, you have a creation quirk. Okay. Then he's like, I don't know if that's what this is, but I don't even know what this is at this point, so, okay. Bakugo throws another explosion at Deku. Deku pretty much reflects the damn thing. And, no, not back at Bakugo, to the sky. Because if he had reflected it back at Bakugo, Bakugo's gonna call him a villain. As we all know, he would do that. He's not the type that wouldn't do that. Anyways, Bakugo's like, what? My unstoppable explosions have been reflected. And Izuku's like, boy, how many times do I have to tell you, Bakugo? You may be strong, but you're not unbeatable. Hell, All Might's not unbeatable. And he's the number one hero. Because in this, Deku doesn't see All Might as some god that can't be beaten. He just sees All Might as a a beacon of strength that he wants to obtain one day. But regardless, Deku's like, awesome, my quirk had awakened. So pretty much him, Inko, he had headed to the office, asked the office to call his mom. He tells his mom that he had awakened his quirk. His mom came pick him up. They went to the doctor that exact day. And because Deku's a lot older at this point and has more understanding on the feeling of connection he's got, when he goes see the court doctor, and at this point it's Awful One's doctor, he senses some darkness in this man's heart. Like, darkness that is so dark and tainted he doesn't want to get near it. And he's like, Mom, we have another doctor? He's like, why? I mean, he was the doctor that helped birth you. And he's like, I see, but I don't know, I'm getting this weird vibe from this guy. And Awful One's court doctor's like, Zuko boy, come on. No, I'm not that bad. Let's see what your quirk is. Nigga's like, I prefer you don't. You know what, I prefer not knowing what my quirk is at all. Yeah. Court doctor's like, oh, come on, boy. Do you really not trust me that much? And Deku, being completely truthful, he'd be like, yes, actually, I don't. I don't trust you that much at all. Like, if I could be anywhere, it'd be at least halfway across town away from here. Doctor's like, ouch. That actually hurt, kid. I'm not gonna lie. And Inko will slap Deku on top of the head. He's like, ow, Mom. She's like, Izuku, apologize to the doctor. Then Izuku will be like, sorry, Doc. Doc's like, hey, it's alright, boy. Come on, let's go see what your quirk is so you can get on out of here. And he's like, hesitantly walks up to the doctor. Now, I don't know how long the examination took, so I'm about to say at least an hour and a half. Or probably like half an hour. And the doctor said, and, well, through the examination, Deku had felt something try to take some from him, but failed to do so. Like, something just tried to enter his heart and try to take whatever was in his heart, but, like, the light in his heart was able to repel it. The doctor's like, oof. Like, well, mentally, the doctor's like, ouch, shit, this kid's quirk is powerful. And then the doctor would, then return Neku to, his mom, and he would say that, ma'am, your boy has a mighty powerful quirk. Like, his quirk was so powerful, I couldn't even see it. Yet alone touch it. And then this, Deku's gonna have a lot of friends. By a lot, I mean, like, a lot. He already had, like, a few in the basic storyline, but, like, he's gonna have, like, not just all of Class 1A, but, like, 1B, probably the support. Yeah. And probably a few of my own original characters. Me being included, because I just have to include myself. I just have to. Else I'll just be bored out of my mind. Well, my OC will be bored out of his mind, but whatever. Now, the doctor would be like, so, kid, what do you want to call your quirk? And Izuku would be like, I would say, but I still don't trust you enough to actually say it. To you, personally. No offense, Doc, but you kind of creep me out. Doc's like, I see, so you don't necessarily trust me. I got it, kid. Don't worry about it. Now, Deku would feel kind of bad for not trusting the Doc, though he seems so nice. It's just that there's that darkness in him that makes him not want to trust him. Anyway, Deku and Inko return home. Yeah, they return home for the rest of the day. And Inko cooks up a bloody feast. There was ham, coleslaw, steak, ribs, rice, curry, ramen. What else? Greens, cabbage, freaking corn, cake, cookies, all that. That was like, she legit threw a feast. And this feast was, well, really a good luck party for getting to UA. And a celebration for him having a quirk. Considering Bakugo didn't necessarily have a party, nor did all of his friends, he decided to invite them all over. I personally don't know why he would invite Bakugo, but I still think Deku would probably do that exact thing. For an arrogant prick that nobody necessarily likes. Anyway. The party went on for legit over about 2 hours. Then everybody heads home about evening day. So, like, the next day at school, about lunchtime or free time, Deku runs into the girl that was being bullied by Bakugo yesterday. He walks up to her and is like, "Hello, my name." Like, "Oh, hey, and the girl's like, "My name's, I can't really say Moa because I think she'd be in one of those prestigious schools." I actually kind of see Mina going to the school, kinda. I wouldn't say Ochako because of her family problem. And even though the school is not well known, it's still a rather pricey school. Well, not pricey, but it's like for common people. It's like common people type pricey. Sue? No. Not Sue. Invisible Girl? Maybe? Nah. Oof. Okay, so because they don't feel like introducing any of my original characters yet, we're gonna say Ochako is in the school. Let's just say her family has almost completely got out of debt and actually managed to get her a decent school. Get her into a decent school. So, yeah. Izuku introduces himself to Ochako, and Ochako introduces herself back to Izuku. Then Izuku's like, "Hey, wanna be friends? Cause you look kind of lonely here, and nobody really deserves to be by themselves, especially during free time. So, do you want to chill? Maybe let's go hit the arcade or something." And Ochako, smiling, she would say, I appreciate the offer, but I have to head home after school today. I have to help my dad with something." And Nick is like, "Alright, maybe next time then." So, about after their little free period, they all head back in for the rest of the day. And that's when not the rest of the day, but for the last day till summer. So pretty much, yeah, the rest of the day till summer starts for good. And then a whole massive villain attacks for class 1A. Holy hell. Anyway, the teacher would be like, alright, everybody, this is the last day of school, so what are y'all's hopes, what are y'all's dreams, what are y'all's aspirations, what are y'all gonna do after you get out of this place here? Then, he's like, oh, what am I kidding? You all want to be heroes. Hell, in fact, we have 3 people from the school going to UA. And why I say 3 people? I would have Choco men in their class, but I'm gonna just have her in a different class. But the teachers, they announce all at once the 3 people. Every single teacher will announce the 3 people that are going to UA in their own separate classrooms. So, yeah. And they would say Izuku Midoriya, as Deku would be grinning very hard, hand behind his head, like, hell yeah. Then he would say Katsuki Bakugo. Bakugo starts blowing up crap. He's like, that's right, you best not lump us in with these B-listers. Everybody glares at Bakugo. And then he would say Ochako Uraka. Bakugo snaps, he's like, what? Deku, he's just smiling so hard right now. He's like, I knew she'd go to the hero school. And Ochako in her own classroom is getting death glared by friggin' everyone. Don't know why. Didn't necessarily bother speaking about the class. But let's just say the class was filled with nothing but absolute jerks. And D-wads. Anyway, as school ended, Bakugo calls out to Deku. He's like, hey, Deku, want to hit up at the arcade? And he's like, nah, I gotta help my mom with something. I was like, alright, see you around. Deku was like, yeah, see you around. As he doesn't take the long route, but he takes a shortcut through a tunnel, really. And, well, he sees Ochako. He's like, hey, Ochako, didn't know you were going this way. Ochako's like, yeah, my family lives this way. And Deku's like, oh, really? What a coincidence, my family does too. So they start continue walking through the tunnel. While halfway through the tunnel, Deku hears I can't really say hear, but he gets this feeling that something is going to try to attack him. And as of right on cue, Deku jumps out the way, and he sees the sludge villain, this liquided entity. He's like, hey kid, you got some pretty good reflexes. Too bad you dodged though. Deku be like, what? Too bad I dodged. Why? Then he was notice Uraka trapped within the sludge, trying to use her quirk on him, but she can't really necessarily touch him. Well, she can, but I don't know if her quirk would work on sludge like that. Probably would. But then again, she'd still pretty much be held on to either way, so it's more like Deku's now facing a floating clump of, sludge. The sludge would be like, because if you hadn't dodged, this girl would have been cut instead. They could be like, son of a... For the first time forever, he actually gets genuinely angry. Then you'd be like, let her go. So you'd be like, or what, kid? You see, I need a meat shield to get away from All Might. They could be like, All Might? What did, like, All Might? Why do you need to get away from All Might? Because he's currently chasing me down. Not that you need to know. You'll be dead in the next 5 seconds anyway. As the sludge villain would proceed to use his little floatingness to his advantage and just shoot out tendrils of friggin' sludge at Deku. Deku, being, well, somewhat proficient with the sword, considering he takes sword classes, like, every Tuesday, he would summon his Kingdom Key and starts hacking away at the sludge trying to get to him. Now, the sludge villain would be genuinely impressed because nothing should be able to actually harm him, yet this weapon Deku wields is actually hurting him a little. Not that it really matters because the sludge still floats up back to him. It's just that he's like taking some form of damage. As opposed to if you use a normal sword to cut off the sludge, it wouldn't hurt. Deku's like, holy shit. I have the worst quirk for this predicament. As he would continue hacking away at the sludge that's coming directly at him from every single angle imaginable. Then, out of, like, pure adrenaline rush, he would yell, "Thunder!" as lightning would come from the stone above the sludge villain, striking literally all around him. Now, yes, it's Zabzuraka. I mean, he doesn't have that much control over it, so honestly, he was too caught up in the heat of the battle to realize what he's done. He's like, oh crap. Then the sludge villain takes this moment of, well, then his guard now and then just, yeets the absolute heck out of Deku and catches him as well. Now, he actually put up a good fight this time, because the sludge villain was much more worn out than before, so it's taking them longer to actually suffocate them. Then All Might appears, after hearing like crackles of thunder in the tunnel for some reason. And he's like, there is no need to fear, because I am here, blah 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 blah. Nobody cares about your friggin' intro, All Might. I don't. Anyways, All Might would see 2 kids trapped in the sludge villain this time. And he's like, oh no you don't, you villainous scum or sludge thingy. Detroito, smash! And an entire friggin' like wind tunnel blows out with the sludge villain scattering all across the damn place. Deku panting and breathing like, holy heck, I am so glad All Might's here. And Uraraka's pretty much out of commission for a little bit because, well, lack of oxygen and being zapped at the same time. Yeah, Deku's gonna try to find a way to make that up to her later. But anyways, Deku's the only one conscious at this point, so he sees All Might. He's like, holy heck, All Might. Hey, All Might, having no lost words being in the presence of the number 1 hero. I'll be like, hey kid, so I'm assuming you're the one that caused the Chronicle of Thunder? Oh, well, lightning? And Deku's like, yes. I'm always like, oh, interesting. What's your quirk? Deku be like, my quirk? It's, called Keyblade. Almost like Keyblade. Huh. How? Oh, well. I'm not gonna get into the logistics of your quirk right now, because the sludge villain is out of commission, and I best take him away before he wakes up. Making it an excuse, a genuinely good excuse this time, to actually get the frick out of there before his time limit runs out. Now, this Deku doesn't really need to friggin' hop on All Might's leg just to get a question in, because he knows he can be the best goddamn hero ever. All he has to do is just try. Now, that's the basic idea of this what if. And don't forget, I have the Roman Tortwick and the Neapolitan one. Now, I'm not gonna do. The only reason I stopped the Kingdom Hearts one off here is because, like I said, basic idea. I need to polish it up, stop my stuttering, and actually get a good storyline down. Also, I would love to learn how to freaking edit some music in so y'all can have something to listen to instead of just hearing my bloody voice. I don't like talking a lot, so yeah. I would just take a break for like a minute while y'all listen to some music. But anyway, now Roman Tortwick, Neapolitan. Now, if I remember, Roman's semblance has something to do with being able to negotiate the hell out of some good deals. So, with this, Deku's quirk's going to be something similar to being able to negotiate a good deal out of people, and they have to, listen to it. And it would also influence them to, actually take the deal. However, if the villains or heroes don't necessarily like the deal, they won't listen to it. So Deku, regardless, his quirk, it is technically overpowered. But at the same time, it's not. It's smack dab in the middle of perfect. You can bargain your way out of not going to jail out of all the crimes you committed. Or because they don't want to listen to it, or they don't like your proposal, they could just yeet your ass to jail. So it's like a 50-50. Now, for this what if, Deku's mom is technically that'd be spoiling it, so let's just get to the point, shall we? It's been about 3, 4, 5 years after Deku's birth. His mom's always tried her best to take care of him, and Deku at school doesn't take shit from anybody. Regardless of having a quirk that is only useful for negotiations, or not. He could be quirkless and he still wouldn't take shit from people. But because of that, he had to be smart. He learned very early on that in this world, you have to cheat. You have to lie, you have to steal, and you have to kill, you have to be cold to survive. Bruh. And, the day his quirk finally awakened was the day his mother got fucking killed in a hero versus villain battle. No, not All Might versus One for All. That happened when Deku was friggin' 4 or 3, I forget. But I know he was very young when it happened. So, yeah. Deku, he was just, at the school waiting for his mom. But she never showed, and it was like, well, I'm glad I memorized the layout of my street, so I guess I can walk home today. And he starts walking home. But when he gets to his street, what he sees was just a heap of destruction. Buildings were torn down, blood was everywhere, buildings were burning, corpses littered the ground. And when he got to his home, he saw the door. The door was just destroyed. Like, the door was destroyed. The side of his house, the side he was facing was like legit just rubble. And the other half was still standing. So, because he couldn't get in through the literal destroyed half, he walked through the door. And when he walked through the door, he tried to find a way to the living room through all the rubble and destroyed crap. And literally, not even a good 2 feet away from the living room door, he sees an arm under all the rubble. Like, he didn't want to believe it. He didn't want to believe what he was seeing. His entire world was pretty much destroyed. And it was at that point that literally everything I said beforehand about having to cheat, to steal, to lie, to kill, that's when he realized that all that was true and that he had to survive on his own from that point on. So, being legit orphaned, he had to find a way to make money, to eat, get clothes, and stay healthy. Oh boy. When you say he had it rough, I mean he had it rough. I mean, granted, he was always a smart boy, so yeah. He knew about the correct plants to eat. He knew how to grow food. And he knew how to hunt, but he's never hunted in his life before. He only knew the basic principles of hunting and how to set up traps and stuff like that. But how to actually skin, clean an animal, and eat? No. But he had to learn fairly soon. Now, because he didn't know how to necessarily do all that stuff, he would, go out into the city because, his street's completely destroyed. He took a backpack, got a couple of clothes that weren't burnt or destroyed, and, he left. Went to the city, found in, an alleyway right by a restaurant. People there threw out food, and, he's not gonna eat food out the trash. Nope. So, he got dressed. He put on some good clothes, some good clean clothes. Found a little water faucet, cleaned off the mud and dust and stuff that was on him, and walked in like a relatively clean child. Walk up to the cashier, and because his cork was pretty much awakened at the time, I believe I said 4. No, I think it was 5. Yeah, it was 5. But anyway, of course, he didn't know his quirk had awakened then. So when he asked the dude for, like, something to eat, the dude's like, why? The dude's like, why? Then he, told his entire sob story, though he, like, swapped it up a little bit. His mother didn't die, it's just that his mother was sickly. She couldn't do anything by herself anymore. The entire sob story thing. Old man, he actually got a little sad and he decided to give the kid some money and food. And, well, that's when Deku's little, what's it called? Idea of becoming not a villain, but like a vigilante? No, not vigilante. Well, I could say vigilante. Could. But nah. So it'd be at that point when Deku thought that, he was sorry that he had to lie to the guy, but he needed food to survive, and he needed some money, but he didn't really expect to get money, so it was like a nice bonus. Now, Deku needed to find a way to protect himself, because not many people are going to be as nice as that old guy. Meaning, they're not going to be as easy to convince as the old guy was. So he needed a weapon. He needed a weapon. But he wasn't old enough to get a gun, and no matter how you could word it, they were not going to give him a gun. So he had to find a way to steal it. Now, he may have had the genuine thought process on how to hunt, but he had no idea on how to steal. He was literally just a kid on the road trying to survive. He had a little bit of money and a little bit of food. Okay. That's a nice starting point. He managed to get himself a little bit of a boost in life. But now he needed a weapon because his quirk can't be necessarily used for offense. So, like, he had an idea to start, like, he tried to create his own, like, gun, but that blew up in his face. So it took him, a couple of, months, and a lot of trial and error, but he finally got himself a functioning gun, although it can only shoot, like, 1-2 bullets at a time. He was going to have to upgrade it for it to shoot more and protect himself a lot better in the future. Now, another 2 months has passed. Deku, he has a little over a couple thousand yen in his pockets now. He can't open up a bank account because he's not old enough. Even if he could argue that his mother allowed him to do so, it wasn't gonna necessarily happen unless they had the parent signature, and banks are uptight about that parent signature stuff, so. Deku, he would have had to find a place to put his money at himself. Then he would start going to the criminal underground because he can't really do anything by the law. Anything he needs to by the law. So he found a bank in the criminal underground that allowed him to put away his possessions. And that guy would be like, why does the criminal underground have their own bank system? He's like, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's convenient for me. He's like, I ain't going to question it. It's convenient for me, so. Of course, the bank teller would ask the kid why. And the kid would be like, well, You see, my man. Funny story, you asked. But, you see, Mother Dearest had passed away, sadly. And she wouldn't, well, I can't say she wouldn't let me have my own bank account, but I couldn't necessarily get her to, sign a friggin' parent signature sheet for me to bank legally, per se, so I had to do this. And, well, the underground banker man was like, alright, kid, I ain't gonna argue with you. There are a lot of, people in the criminal underground that will do what you do, per se. But hey, if you keep up this line of business, kid, you'll be rich in no time. And it would be like, keep up what? Old man would be like, keep up the stealing. They could be like, how'd you? The man would be like, oh, come on, kid. I literally work the bank in the criminal underground. Did you really think I wouldn't notice what stolen money looks like? They could be like, could you, please not do this? Don't rat me out to the cops, man. Hold up. I'm back. Sorry for the pause, but, they could be like, hey, man, don't rat me out to the cops, alright? And, bank teller, underground bank teller would be like, kid, I work for the criminal underground. If I rat you out, it'd be the same as me ratting myself out. Deku would kind of chuckle to himself. He's like, ha, that makes sense. Alright. Appreciate it. And he would head about his own business. Now, about 2 years have passed. Deku is now 7 or 6. Give or take, I'd say 7. And he's been managed to make a good living on his own. He got a nice little cane gun that nobody would suspect for a gun. And he dresses up fairly nicely. He has a green suit with a black tie, a nice black cane with a little bit of green, and I would say a black and red top hat, but nah. He doesn't need the hat. He just needs the green suits and the green cane. Though it wouldn't necessarily be Roman Torchwick without the hat, so he has the hat. And Deku also runs his own little organization. Runs his own little criminal organization at this point in time. And I'm not gonna call it the Thing because that'd be copyright. I hate my life. But what would it be? I'd say let's just call it Dust. Let's just call his criminal organization called Dust. Why Dust? Why the literal friggin' stuff Roman Torchwick was still in the Ruby universe? Why? Because why not? Now, this organization doesn't really do too much. They only steal what needs to be stole, what they needed, and they would, they attack both heroes and villains, but that's only if they start destroying too much, too much of the surrounding area. Now comes a fight with, no, I think the fight with All Might and All One had passed a good little bit ago, because it happened when he was younger. That's what I said, right? Yeah, that is what I said. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna take my special. Anyways, now, along the years, Deku, he's been developing these specialized bullets, per se. Each bullet would have an elemental attribute of its own. One would be fire, one would be ice, one would be earth, one would be dust, one would be wind, one would be light, and one would be dark. They have been developing them bullets for, well, 7, about 8 years. And by these 8 years times, Deku is now 15. And, well, after them friggin' 8 years are up, the bullets are done and have been perfected. The bullets can become stronger, purer versions of themselves, yeah. But the process of making them bullets pure is complicated. So, he would sell his bullets on the black market too. Elemental bullets. Who the fuck would pass up on that? I mean, come on. There are some heroes with elemental quirks. A fire bullet would be very useful against the earth. Well, no, not earth, but wood. Wood quirk. And people with erasure quirks, like Eraserhead, he won't be able to erase the bullets. I mean, they're not necessarily quirks. They're literal elemental bullets. Now, Deku, he's like, he takes this route to see his, old destroyed home every year. Just to, keep the memory of his old neighborhood alive. And he's walking by this tunnel, and to which he sees the sludge villain attacking this girl. And yes, I have to give Deku a little follower that will help him. Why? Because you can't be Roman fucking Tortwitch without a Reagan Neapolitan. You just can't. You're like, it's a must. I don't know why, but I love the dynamic duo a lot. Anyway, Deku would see this person, and no, they're not going to have the same hair color as Neo, but their quirk would be something along the lines of the same damn thing. Hyper-imagination is going to be a no-go, but hyper-illusions will be the way to go. I saw what I did there. I'm pretty sure all of y'all saw what I did there. Hyper-imagination, hyper-illusions, I mean, honestly, it's not necessarily the same thing, but it's a pretty damn close second. Sorry, somebody keeps opening the damn door, so I keep getting my, my attention, attracted straight to it. Anyway, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, as I was saying with hyper-imagination and hyper-illusions being the same thing but completely different, yeah. Illusions is something you cast on another person. Hyper-imagination is something you can... Well, hyper-imagination is pretty much you being able to do whatever the fuck you want and nobody can stop you because you're a friggin' god. It's your imagination, man. Literally, the sky's the limit with the imaginations. The same thing with illusions, except it's not on yourself, but on different people. So that's going to be this version of Neo. Although it's not going to be Neo, it's Quark. Now, You'd be like, poor, such poor innocent youth. Why do all the bad things happen to the good people in this world? As he would walk over to the sludge villain. Now, Deku's little criminal organization is pretty much well known, both heroes and villains. Villains because he would attack heroes, steal. He won't even hesitate to kill you. But at the same time, he won't hesitate to kill villains if they are in his way. So, some villains fear him, and some villains pretty much look up to him. And the heroes, they just want to take him in, but they can't necessarily catch him. And when they do catch him, he always somehow manages to slip away. Like, bruh, what the heck? Is this guy a ghost or something? Anyway, Deku, he would walk up to the sludge and he's like, hey, Sludgy, you know, Mom always told me it's not nice to pick on somebody that's not your size. Sludge would turn around and he's like, who the fuck is you? Deku would take a bow, tip his hat off to him. He's like, name's Izuku Midoriya. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Sludge villain. Sludge villain's like, okay, man. Okay, hey, I know who you are. I know what you're doing. Hey, if you spare me, I will not say I saw you or they're gonna be like, this. You're stuttering too much, Mr. Sludgy. As he raises his cane up to him, he's like, why don't you chill out a bit? Shoots an ice bullet at him and pretty much freezes the sludge villain almost completely. The sludge villain manages to detach its important parts away from the frozen mass and escapes. He's like, okay, without my body, I'm pretty much vulnerable, so I'm gonna just skedaddle. Goodbye. Hightails it back to the sewers. At this point, Deku would then switch the bullets around to a fire bullet and fires it off at the frozen sludge. To which the ice would melt and the sludge would just fall off the girl and pretty much just into a puddle. Pretty much. Now, the girl would look at Izuku, she would thank him. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like, so much to the point, even Izuku's like, hey, you can stop now. But she just keeps going, and he's like, okay. If you really want to thank me, how about you just, work for me? It seems a lot better than just saying thank you 5 million times. To which the girl would happily agree to, and Deku's like, she's gonna be trouble, is she? Oh, crap. And the next thing you know, we hear I am here. And Allen's like, you are. And Deku's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. First a sludge villain, now a friggin' #1 hero? Wow. Is today run into the most obnoxious people day? Like, bro, what the heck? Now, he still looks up to All Might, kinda. I mean, he's a villain, so the only reason he's looking up to All Might was because he sees that if he could take All Might down, then nobody would pretty much go against him and he'd be able to live a easy life. Get money, do trades, just live. But if he's gonna have people like All Might hunt him down 24/7, it's not going to be easy to make a good living. So he sees All Might as both a hero and an obstacle, because All Might makes what he does worth it. He escapes All Might, and All Might keeps trying to go after him. All Might sees friggin' Deku as one of those villains that he can't catch. Almost like All For One. But he thinks All For One is done for. to which he's not. All for One sees Deku as a, well, potential pawn he could use in his grand schemes. Deku, he doesn't really care about being used as a pawn. As we all know, Roman Torture doesn't really care about being used as a pawn at all. Hell, he even helped Cinder, and he knew he was going to be used as a pawn, so... yeah. Anyway. Deku looks at All Might's like, hello there, All Might. Almighty Might, my boy. How's it hanging, All Might? Is that injury doing good? How does he know about injury? Well, let's just say during one of his chase, he managed to get a hit off All Might, and it hit him directly in an injury where All For One damaged him, so he thought he did that himself. So he doesn't necessarily know about it, but he did pretty much know about the injury All For One gave All Might, but, you know, it was an injury he did himself. He thought he did himself, so yeah. Anyway, All Might gets ready to charge in at Deku, but, yeah. The moment he leaps off, Deku, jumps to the side, dodging him. Because, Deku pretty much used the theory of momentum, or, no, not Schrödinger's theory, but I forget what the theory's called. But, theory of momentum. If an object keeps going in one direction, they keep going that direction, unless a force equal to its own stops it and moves it the other way. So, in other words, he just pretty much sidestepped All Might, who was moving in a straight line. Now, granted, you can argue that his speed's higher than Deku's, but if you see him, a muscle twitch, then you would, immediately move to the side. So pretty much instinctively he dodged. Now, Deku would hold his cane up and fire like a ice bullet at All Might, to which All Might would just completely tank and keep moving forward at him. And Deku, realizing that his bullets are not going to be useful against this guy, he's like, of course, I need a pure bullet to actually harm him. So, he grabs, a bright red bullet and loads it into his gun. All Might's like, no matter how many times you shoot me, they will never... The next thing you know, a huge explosion happens and All Might gets sent flying into a wall. Deku had used the purest bullet he had. A bullet with a purity rate of 90%. A fire bullet with a purity of 90%. That bullet was a trump card if he went up against any troublesome heroes or villains. But he didn't expect it to be All Might, so it was pretty much a perfect grab and go. But, so All Might was stunned for 0.5 seconds. To which Deku was like, here we go again with round 2. And All Might leaps off at him again. Now, that was the only 90% purity bullet he had, so he had to make do with what else he had. Now, the battle went on for close to an hour because Deku was very resourceful. He used his surroundings to his advantage, and he kept managing to outmaneuver All Might in a few ways. Intelligence and somehow speed. His reaction time was better than All Might's. His speed was significantly worse than All Might's, but intelligence and reaction time, yeah. Now, at this point, the Girl sees that Deku is starting to get slightly tired. Now, the girl, she didn't necessarily want to be a hero. She didn't care about being a hero at all. And the person that saved her was being attacked by a hero, so she didn't like heroes anymore seeing that happen. And so, after a little bit, she used her quirk on All Might. Deku, who had his back against the wall, was like, well, this is the end. Goodbye, world. And, well, All Might, he stops lunging forward at him and is like looking around. Deku at this point is like, I'm right here. Can he not see me? Then he gets the idea, then looks straight at the girl. He's like, this is her doing. Well, I be damned. She actually saved me. And All Might, well, he will look behind him and see. This is All Might's point of view, by the way. All Might, he was about to deliver the finishing blow on the villain Deku. And he would stop because Deku was no longer in front of him. He starts looking around. The girl, he thought the girl was pretty much unconscious. And he looked behind him and he saw Deku right behind him, standing on water. Almost like, so that's his quirk. Being able to, like, friggin' teleport. Well, that's what he thought. So he's like, so that's how he's been dodging me. Alright. And then he leaps off at the water. To Deku, it looked like All Might just turned tail and ran the other way. And as soon as he lands a blow onto the dummy, nothing but an explosion of water happens. Deku's like, alright, time to grab the girl and hill-tail it the fuck out of here. Deku ran over to the girl and he held out his hand to her, helped her up. And Deku introduced himself. Well, he would say, alright, young lady, I would introduce myself right now, but right now is not really the most opportune of time, so shall we? And the girl would just smile, nod her head, and it's like, are you mute? Girl would shake her head, no. They was like, then why aren't you speaking to me? Girl would give a pout face. Then they was like, okay, I won't ask anymore. Girl would smile. And they was like, whatever. Alright, let's just go. And, well, Deku would call his friggin' league, per se. No. Deku would call his organization. Now, I would believe he would have a member in his organization that can open portals wherever the he is, as long as he knows the location. And a portal will open right in front of them and they will walk through. Portal closes behind them and All Might's now swimming in the ocean, trying to fight an invisible enemy he sees but nobody else sees. So they think All Might's pretty much going senile. Well, the person that's walking by pretty much thinks that. But at the same time, the person walking by is a nobody character, so. Alright. And this is where I would leave it off at. I'm gonna do the basic idea of the Neapolitan one later, whenever I get off of work. But right now, I have to get ready for work, so yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. If I could put music in, I would, but I can't, so I'm not. And let me go ahead and, long story short, Neo's. What if? Izuku, born as a girl. lived a life as a quiet mute for, say, about 5 years. Why is she a quiet mute? Because, I'm gonna say her father, who was here, and this was actually around, was an abusive fuck. He'd always beat Inko and Izuka. And one day, he just went too far. He punched Izuka's throat, and she pretty much lost the ability to speak. Forever. Not even a healing quirk could return her voice after that. Because not only did he just punch her voice box out, but he crushed her. Well, he didn't really crush her windpipe, but he most likely damaged it, so she can only breathe using her quirk at this point. Overactive imagination. Meaning she can no longer turn off her quirk or she'll die from lack of oxygen. And he pretty much burnt her mother alive. So, yeah, I know. I'm gonna polish it up and make that one a lot better. Because even the previous two were much better than this. Yikes. Now, I've been thinking about the Roman one a lot, so that's why that one's probably, say, about 2 times better than Keyblade one. And I haven't really put too much thought into the Neo one, considering this idea was pretty much very recent, about like yesterday type recent. So yeah. Anyway, Inko burnt alive by her husband. Husband gets stabbed and shanked to death by daughter. Daughter now lives on the streets alone. She knows who she is, though she doesn't want to, so using the power of her quirk, she forces herself to forget who she technically is. And her hair, well, because of her quirk, let's just say her hair pretty much mutates into that of like ice cream flavors. Vanilla, strawberry, and friggin' chocolate. Of course, she still has the green eyes. I mean, you can't have Izuku Midoriya without having the green eyes. And the baby face. You just can't. Well, regardless, Izuku now no longer remember who they are. Of course they remember their name, but do they? But each time they say it, their heart like gets very heavy and painful. So they refrain from using their real name most of the time. So instead of having the name Izuku Midoriya, they now have the name of Izuku Napolitan. Although they're only going to go by Napolitan or Neo-Napolitan as a nickname. Because they don't want to use Izuku because it's painful to them. So, about 5 years have passed. Izuku has been, stealing and technically killing, because Neo is known to be a sociopath. But they don't kill all the time. They only kill if needed. Or if they're annoyed. They don't have many friends because, well, most of them get friggin' tired of her. They hightail it to New York City after a while. And New York City is very far away from Japan, so that's saying a lot. Anyway. Another year's passed. Deku Izuka is now 6. She's been trying to find a friend to talk to for like the longest. Nobody would be her friend. She's already going mentally insane from being alone. Already has imaginary friends she talks to. And a lot of them just say kill people, but she doesn't listen to them. Because she doesn't want to kill people. For the hell of it. She only kills people if it's a need to, a must, or if she's annoyed. And yes, I'm going to argue the annoyed thing a lot. Because if Bakugo keeps fucking annoying her, at a certain explosive is gonna die. That's all I'm saying. But anyway. About, say, another 2 years in, Izuka is now 8. She finally finds someone that seems interesting and quite fun. She sees Katsuki Baku fucking go. A boy with an explosive quirk and an explosive temper. A boy who is way too full of himself. Now, Izuka, she walks over to Bakugo. She looks at him, pokes him on the cheek, and keeps poking him till Bakugo notices her. The Bakugo's like, why are you... Then he gets poked in the freaking eye. He's like, fuck! Who are you and why are you... Pokes the other eye. He's like, fuck! Why do you keep poking me? Then Izuka smiles and Bakugo's like, do you think this is funny? She nods. Bakugo's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And the next thing you know, Bakugo has a knife up to his neck. Bakugo's like, holy what the fuck just happened? Izuka's behind him with a knife to his neck. She has a smile and Bakugo can only feel that she's saying, try to kill me and I'll kill you first. Bakugo's like, alright, you made your point. And then he'd be like, wait a minute, how would I know? Izuka's just smiling and Bakugo's like, oh god damn it. Don't tell me you're a... Then she just has that psychotic smile. Bakugo's like, fuck! He just caught the attention of a sociopath, and he's like, god damn it, this is not what I wanted to do with my day. And as me, the author, I'm like, yes, suffer, Bakugo Katsuki. Suffer for your sins on making the poor innocent Izuka Midoriya freaking cry for most of his damn life. Suffer! But that's just me. And I ain't that bad. I mean, come on. Okay, I'm just kidding. I am totally that bad. What if I'm gonna make this dude suffer? I mean, come on. I'm a firm believer in karma. And this is my karma to Bakugo friggin' Katsuki. He made Ken and Deku suffer. I'ma make this Bakugo suffer. With an ice cream youth that will most likely annoy the absolute shit out of him. And probably break his toes. Anyway. Moving on. Five years later, Bakugo 14 and Bakugo is 13 and Izuka's 13. Bakugo and Izuka have become rather good friends. Bakugo doesn't annoy her as much, And Izuka stopped torturing Bakugo, to which I'm sad for. But that doesn't mean she doesn't take any chance she could get just to make this dude's life hell. Because she wants to. And Bakugo would be like, why do you do this to me? And Izuka would be like, because it's fun. Bakugo's like, ugh, I caught the attention of the wrong goddamn psychopath. Izuka would then look at Bakugo with them friggin' green emerald eyes, and Bakugo would be like, stop staring into my soul, you damn mute. Then she just smiled. With that psychotic smile and keeps staring at Bakugo's like, oh god, this is uncomfortable. Next thing you know, he gets bit. He's like, fuck! What was that for? She smiles. Innocently this time. Bakugo's like, no, that was not a prank. That was you trying to torture me. She then pouts. Bakugo's like, oh, stop your whining. Like, literally having a full-blown conversation with Izuka. And everybody's like, does this dude know what she's saying, or is he just... I'm pretty sure he does. Either that or she's using some type of telepathy. And Bakugo just throws it at her and be like, I give up! And he walks the other way. Now, that's the basic idea of the Neapolitan My Hero What If. Now, like I said, every single one of these is going to be polished, remade, and better. And butter. Whatever. Whatever. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Me suffering in the heat. Because right now, I am sitting in my car recording this video, and it's actually very hot. Son of a heck. I'm tired, and I got to work in approximately an hour and a half, just about. Anyway, I will catch my Baka fam later. Expect the Sand What If one to come out, not now or tomorrow. I'ma probably say, probably Thursday. Probably. Anyways, Baka Man out.